Okay, y'all, so ERLC is expected to release a update this weekend for the Department of Transportation. So in today's video, I wanted to go around and talk about what I believe is going to be added in the update, along with what has been added in the past, and what the community seems to think is going to be added in the update.
Hey, can you 11 outside?
Okay, on my way. Adam 1035 Mary.
Now, if we go over here and look at the PRC Discord server and look at the announcements channel, we can see Lost Infinity posted yesterday about a sneak peek for the DOT update that has been long expected, with saying, "Did someone say DOT update more soon?" And he gave us this photo. Now, there is some really key details in this photo I haven't seen too many people point out, so I do want to take a look at that and compare it to the current building. So for starters, this looks like the new front of the building. And I say that because we have these bushes down here and the benches and whatnot, things you would look like they're accessible to the public. But if you think of the current front of the building, the large bay doors would be on this side over here, where in the new screenshots they appear to be over on this side with an entrance door over here. Unless, of course, that is the view from the rear of the building and they just added details. But either way, you can tell looking side by side, it is still not anywhere near the same. And then looking back at the Discord screenshot, we can see quite a few other things about this building. For starters, you can tell from the level of this window this is more than likely a second story. But if you look inside there, you can see what appears to be some kind of bulletin board with the logo on and a fire alarm there. So that indicates there is going to be a second story to the building more than likely, and it's going to have probably offices, dispatch centers, things like that, which that should be really cool. Another amazing thing that we're seeing here is in the side of the photo, you can see this really cool storage yard, which based off the mountains in the background would have to be sitting pretty far back here because the mountains look very close in the screenshot. So I'm imagining they're going to extend the building farther back, either that or they did some major terrain work in the area, which if they did, that would actually lead me into one of my ideas for the update. So that leads to the question, what are my actual ideas for this update? Well, one of the things I noticed about the screenshot is it almost looked like the hill behind it wasn't as tall anymore. And if we're assuming they did push the DOT building back into that area, something I've always thought would be cool is if they had a private access road leading from the highway going to the DOT department, which is actually very realistic as you can see on screen here. A lot of times DOT buildings are connected to major highways in real life, so it would kind of make sense if there was some kind of access road leading directly into the DOT building. And then if we swing on back over into the PRC Discord server, into the suggestions channel, you can see a suggestion I added back in January for the DOT update, and this is something I'm really hoping they add, is a Scorpion crash barrier truck. If you aren't aware, a Scorpion crash truck is often used in road construction, anywhere there is workers on a road. So the cars can crash into this truck, and this absorbs all of the impact, so it doesn't impact any of the workers farther up the road. These often have aero boards on them, like we see on the current trucks in-game, just like the ones we often see on the traffic arrow trailer and on the back of the pickup trucks in-game. And while we are over here looking at the trucks, this leads me into what I believe is definitely guaranteed to be added in this update, and that is light bar customization. Now, over the past few updates, PRC has been adding new ELS and new light bars to basically every team. Whether it was the Police Week updates earlier last year that added new light bars to the teams and new customization to the Police Customization Pack, or whether it was the Fire Department update as seen here, where they added all of the spinners to the front of the trucks and all of the light bar customizations. So when we think about the DOT trucks, honestly, they've been pretty lackluster when it comes to ELS. They have absolutely no ELS customization, and this is the one truck that really has the most ELS in terms of flashers. As you see, we have flashers on the bumpers here, on the quarter panels, in the front and rear bumper, and there's some flashers on the headache rack. But beyond that, there's no light bars, there's no takedowns, there's really none of that sort. So hopefully in this update we will be getting ELS customization, and based on the trend, I really do see that coming. Now, one of the last major things I think should be added in this update, and I'm really hoping it is having heavy equipment on the DOT team. Because currently, it's really lackluster when you're trying to do any kind of construction work on the highway. All you have is a jackhammer and a generator, and occasionally, if you want to use the asphalt trailer, you can do that. But it's really not much options to do any kind of road construction, even though we have all of the road barriers, all of the cones, and the signs to indicate that we can do construction, just lacking the tools to do so. But obviously we already have the front end loader in the game, so I believe it really shouldn't be too hard to add that to the DOT team, and hopefully with that, adding it so where we can put it on a trailer and bring it along with us behind a truck. I feel like that would really make things really smooth and add a lot to the roleplay experience on the DOT team. One of the smaller things I wish they would add in this update would be more customization in terms of the things you can have displayed on these signs, because currently there really isn't many options. It'd be nice if there was more road work ahead options, or different things about hazards, just more options than just merge left, merge right, road close. I do think it's nice you can display two different things, but half the time they don't even make sense. Like, for instance, if we set it to road work ahead and merge right ahead, it'll say slow down, road work ahead, slow down, merge right ahead. So we don't need to say double slow down. So I think some tweaks with the message boards would be nice. And then, of course, the same thing with the big display board signs on the highway. It would be nice to have more options than just things like this. If we could have custom text, or even just have custom text that has to pass through a Roblox filter like we do with the plates, I think that would be really, really nice addition. And then the last thing in the realm of signage would just be more options on the actual placeable signs than just the 5 we currently have. And I think that is all likely to be added, and I'm really hoping that is the case. The last major thing I feel is very likely to be added is more callouts. Now, over the past few years, there has been an increase of callouts added to the team, whether it be major server calls like the car accidents where we go out and help and tow the cars away, or the smaller ones like the disabled vehicle callout, where you have to go replace a battery or change a tire. And then much more recently, where they added the callout for fixing a busted hydrant. So it seems they're in the direction of slowly adding more and more callouts to each team and changing the way the callouts are structured. So it's extremely plausible that they're going to add more callouts and more things to do as a DOT worker when you are on the team. But yeah, obviously we know we're going to be getting a new station in this update, which is fine by me, because obviously this is a pretty older building in the game now, and it is feeling pretty lackluster compared to a lot of the more updated buildings. So I'm excited to see what will be improved in regards to this. I mean, currently we really just have some offices and the dispatch center, and that's really it. And I think it's pretty well known at this point that almost all vehicles in the game are getting interiors, so it's almost certain that this will be the same with the DOT vehicles that currently do not have interiors. I believe that is almost all of them. But, I'm really curious to hear what you guys think is going to come in the update in the comments. So please let me know down below what you think is going to be added. And I'm pretty sure we're going to be getting more leaks probably tonight and maybe tomorrow before the update. It's either going to come out Saturday or Sunday, more than likely, is what I'm hearing. So super excited for this highly anticipated update. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Subscribing is free, and you can always change your mind later. But it seriously helps out my channel. I'm trying to hit 500 subs before the end of the year. We're already like 100 subs away, so I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe. Be sure to like the video as well, and check me out over on Twitch. I stream ERLC pretty often. Twitch.tv/hurricane_husky. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.